Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Daily Mail that was published on May 9th. It was written by Dave Marotosco, who's the U.S. political editor for them. Trump says he might take away credentials from TV reporters because 91% of the network news about me is negative, fake in latest attack on free press. Now, I love how this is worded because this isn't about an attack on the free press. This is about, fake news, biased outlets, talking out their asses, flat out lying, slanting things to push an agenda. They don't report on the facts anymore. Their opinion, which is a term I'm using lightly here, is what they're talking on. Not fact. President vented on Twitter about reports from Conservative Media Research Center. Research last fall found 91% of big three TV networks even used coverage about Trump wasn't neutral, was negative in nature. That number sat at 90% for the quarter ending last month. Influential news aggregation pioneer Matt Drudge said licensing of all reporters could be on the horizon, something Democrats have floated before. Which, the funny thing is I think Trump did that. Drudge. Why did I say Trump? I think Drudge did that more for the fact to go, hey, look, this is something the Democrats wanted to do, as opposed to him having a fear of Trump doing it. Because, honestly, I don't think Trump would do something like that. Because the independent media, people out on YouTube and other mediums, were a major factor towards him getting elected. Because, when you have this type of negative coverage that he had, something had to be working on the note of getting his message and information about him and reporting on facts in regards to him. There had to be someone getting that out there. So that happened to be the independent media, and I don't think he would shoot them in the foot, because that would be shooting him in the foot. At the same time, they'd be shooting himself in the foot. Trump hinted that he could yank some TV networks' White House credentials, and I honestly think he should. CNN, yank their shit. MSNBC, yank their shit. ABC, yank their shit. You know what? Make it like the days of years ago, decades ago, even further back, where outlets, period, could have access to these press conferences and everything else. Because it should be so that there's equal representation from independent media, whether it's the small average Joe Schmo, schmuck sitting in front of his computer, to the major outlets that, are legacy media and only survive because they have people pumping shit tons of money into them. Same with newspapers too. Hell, Washington Post, they get, Bezos keeps them alive. So, hey, we'll represent them, but we'll represent the little guy too. That's how it should be. Especially in this digital age where, someone like myself can report on stuff and provide a critique and their opinion on it, or contrary information that's backed up by fact. It should be equal representation in the realm of presenting ideas and news and information, just all around. White House Correspondents Association blasted him for what it said would be an unconscionable assault on the First Amendment. No, that's not an assault on the First Amendment, because you can still report. You're just not in your little fucking click club, bitch. Going, ooh, look at me. I've got this special little thing that lets me go and report on this shit. You still, alright. Because what's funny is I'm sure you're one of those ones that would probably defend what YouTube's doing. deplatforming people and silencing them and rigging shit with algorithms. But how is this any different? Oh, that's right. It isn't. President Donald Trump suggested Wednesday that he might revoke the White House credentials for some journalists, following the publication of a survey that showed a dramatic leftward tilt in television news coverage about him. A leftward tilt? It was more than a leftward tilt. Try a 90 fucking degree angle isn't a tilt. It was over all the way on the left with a straight fucking line. Wow. The Media Research Center, a conservative watchdog group, tracked the even newscasts on ABC, CBS, and NBC for the first 4 months of this year and found that more than 1,600 explicitly positive and negative statements explicitly positive and negative statements about the president. Okay. The group determined that 9 out of the 10 of those broadcast statements were negative. It did not include CNN and MSNBC in its research. Because, well, if they did, instead of 9 out of 10, it'd be 99.9 out of 100 because, or they'd just have to they'd have to do it by percentage like that, or they just have to round up and go, yeah, because of CNN and MSNBC and having to round up, it's 10 out of 10. Trump vented saying, I'm sorry, I'm still finding that part funny, because they'd have to round up, and it would be 10 out of 10. It would be 10 out of 10 broadcast statements just because of those two, rounding up and everything. Trump vented saying, the fake news is working overtime. Just reported that despite the tremendous success we are having with the economy and all things else, 91% of the network news about me is negative. Embraces fake. Why do we work so hard in working with the media when it is corrupt? Take away credentials. And he's right about that. If they're going to be corrupt and they're going to push fucking lies and bullshit, why the hell should they have special access? Okay, if someone's going to be unbiased, and I'm not saying, put Trump dick suckers in there, because that wouldn't be right or fair, but put unbiased people that aren't still dealing with Trump Derangement Syndrome in there, who are going to report on the facts of the situation. To me, that's what you should be doing. So I have no problems with this take away credential shit. Okay? I have no problem with it at all. And I'm basically, I've put myself in as a member of the press doing what I'm doing here. And I have no problems with it because I don't have special fucking access. Why the hell should they just get it? Because, you're ABC, NBC, CBS, or CNN, or fucking MSNBC. Okay, all of you, which all of you, when Jerome Corsi got his credentials for InfoWars, you all lost your fucking shit. Okay? You went full on spurging retarded about it. But you only focused on the fact it was InfoWars. You didn't dare bring up the fact that it was Jerome Corsi, because Jerome Corsi is a very credible, old school journalist who's credible. So you couldn't knock him. So you just kind of went, nothing to see here with Jerome Corsi being, the White House correspondent. I mean, because you want your little fucking clique, you shitbags. This isn't the popular kids at the fucking popular table in fucking high school. This is our government. This is the world around us. If you want that shit, you can go fuck yourselves. The president, though ignored a journalist's question hours later when he was asked before a cabinet meeting whether or not he would ban press from the White House. Okay, oh God. So what? He ignored it. You know why? Because when he doesn't respond to you, you fucking retards spurg out. Like Kim Jong-il did. And then you eventually fucking cave. But you're too stupid to realize this. But yeah, here is the tweet that he did there that I had just read. Then they throw in some nice pictures here. Trump here, when he was ignoring the journalist. The president of the White House Correspondents Association, Margaret Talev, who happens to cover the Trump administration for Bloomberg Politics. Oh, God, they're biased shitbags. And I love how she says that a president preventing a free and independent press from covering the workings of our republic would be an unconscionable assault on the First Amendment. You can still fucking cover it. You just don't get to fucking have direct access. Okay, what you're saying, if I used your argument, are you going to let me in there? Of course not. Because it's a little fucking clique. You're just upset that he's basically like, you know what, fuck you and your clique. So pull your head out of your ass. I mean, it's disgusting. The White House Correspondents Association, a group whose membership includes most of the reporters who work at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, pushed back hard against the idea of restricting access to the White House. I love this. Restricting access to the White House. I'm sure other outlets, when their seats are, because it's limited seating, I'm sure when you assholes get kicked out, those seats will be made available to other people. So we're not exactly restricting. I mean, by the left's logic, and you are left, okay, putting a video in limited state on YouTube is not restricting free speech. Using algorithms to shadow ban someone on YouTube is not a or Facebook or Twitter is not a restriction to free speech. So, I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference. Now, could it be the fact that, unlike... Oh, wait a minute. There is one difference. I'm sorry. The fact is your seats would be given to someone else, and they would get to report on what's going on. And you people would be on the outside looking in, going, I used to be the popular one. You fucking children. I mean, this is... Oh, God. Some may excuse the president's inflammatory rhetoric about the media. And I love this. Okay, you're referring to the president of the United States. Proper noun, okay? As in, like, Mr. President. It's like a name. So that, therefore, it should be capitalized. Show some fucking respect and some proper English. You're a fucking English newspaper. Literally English, from the UK. And you can't even fucking do that. Oh, that's right. You've got some shitbrick from the United States who's triggered by Trump and doesn't want to show him that respect. But if it was President fucking Obama, there'd be big fucking capital P there. He'd probably make the font bigger just for the fucking P. Oh, you sure as shit know he would do that for fucking Hillary. Disrespectful fucking shitbag. All upset that Trump may kick out the popular kids and let some other people in. Fucking asshole. Some may excuse the president's inflammatory rhetoric about the media, but just because the president does not like news coverage does not make it fake, Margaret Talev, the organization president, said in a statement. Oh, okay. Negative news coverage. Russiagate. Talking about Russiagate. A now completely disproven fucking bullshit thing. Was fake news. You fucking all talked about it, so go fuck yourselves. You pushed that shit. You pushed the fucking piss dossier. You pushed the fucking fact that Trump supposedly hired hookers and had them piss on a bed, okay, while saying I hate blacks in the bathroom, which to me, why would he run off to the fucking bathroom to go, I hate blacks, and why would he use the word, the term blacks? You push that shit, so don't even. You fake news pushing fuckwit. A free press must be able to report on the good, the bad, the momentous and the mundane without fear or favor. I'm sorry. The shit coming out of her mouth. If someone in the alternative media, in the independent media, said this, they'd be like, you're not being infringed upon with all the YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook stuff. You're talking out your ass there. Oh my God. I'm sorry for just pausing here. I'm dumbfounded by this shit. Wow. And a president preventing a free and independent press from covering the workings of our republic would be an unconscionable assault on the First Amendment. How is kicking you out of the kicking you out from the popular kids table and giving your seats to someone else an attack on the First Amendment? You can still report on the shit. You're just not at the popular kids table. You're on the outside looking in like the rest of us. Like the fucking peons. Oh, I guess that destroys your whole little freaking victimhood fucking bullshit here, doesn't it? Your victimhood claiming. Oh, I'm a victim. We're victims. We lied about him. We personally attacked him. And he's going to revoke our credentials. And we're the victims. You freaking babies. The Media Research Center, which regularly blasts out signs of media bias on its Newsbusters website, reported that 91% statistics cited by Trump when it's analyzed network news coverage in September. Reported the 91% statistic cited by Trump when it analyzed network news coverage in September, October, and November. Which, to me, that should say something. And they're freaking out because he's calling them out for their shit. And they think that they're going to get away with it and not have repercussions. When the repercussions show up, they're like, my free speech. But my free speech. And these are the same people that are like coming after independent media. And I just love the fucking irony of it. I really do. Harvard University Kennedy School of Government, Shorenstein Center, No Conservative Lapdog, released a broader report on Trump's first 100 days in office and found a similar result. So yeah, fucking biased bullshit. It analyzed all coverage of Trump in the print editions of the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post, a.k.a. Bezos's bitch, the main newscasts of CBS, CNN, Fox News, and NBC, and a trio of European outlets that included the UK's Financial Times and BBC and Germany's ARD. Wow. That's a lot of freaking coverage because you're like going through the coverage. A lot of different outlets. The result, fully 80% of non-neutral coverage about Trump was negative and just 20% was positive. And that's with Fox thrown in. That's with fucking Fox thrown in. You know where that 20% came from? Fox News. I laugh, but you know that's got to be true. They're the only one that was positive about Trump. Which goes to show how much shit was stacked against him. CNN, NBC, and CBS, in that order, aired the least positive news about the president, each of them registering in the single-digit percentages. Wow! CNN, NBC, and CBS. Fucking fake news CNN. NBC, fucking Comcast, Universal, NBC, the Hillary dick suckers, and fucking CBS, who has all these shit bricks on that push anti-Trump stuff. Oh, that's a big fucking surprise that they're all in the single digits. Trump has long been a critic of the White House press corps covering him, branding some fake news outlets the enemy of the American people, and saving his harshest criticism for the New York Times and CNN. Rightfully fucking so. And this is Matt Drudge's tweet here, by the way. I fear the future result of Trump's crusade on fake news will be licensing all reporters. Dems already floated this in the Senate pre-Trump. The mop-up on this issue is going to be excruciating. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, I think Drudge saying this is more so that he can have people retweet this that aren't necessarily libertarian and conservative, and have people that are not from those, ideological realms or regions, however you want to look at it, see the fact that the Democrats wanted to do this during the Obama era because they were getting sick of the fact of his shit getting called out. Which is exactly why they wanted to do it. Because they couldn't control the narrative. Because you had alternative media reporting on stuff, and hell, that's how Operation Fast and Furious really got blown up. Was because of the alternative media. It would have just been a blurb otherwise. There's the tone of the coverage. Matt Drudge, internet publisher behind the influential Drudge Report website, posted a rare personal tweet on Wednesday morning to warn about what might follow from the White House. I fear the future result of Trump's crusade on fake news will be licensing of all reporters, Drudge wrote, noting that Democrats already floated this in the Senate pre-Trump. The mop-up on this issue is going to be excruciating, he predicted. Well, also, I think another reason why Trump did it is because he can get these Democrats to try to bring that shit out again and then fucking expose them and be like, these people are anti-free speech. So, I mean, he's shown that he's a lot smarter and cunning than he's given credit for. And that could also be what he's doing here. In 2013, California Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein proposed amending a media shield law considered by Congress in order to declare that only paid journalists should be protected. Well, of course, because independent media, they're not paid per se. They work for themselves. If they say collect money through advertising on YouTube, they're not being paid for their being a reporter. If they collect, say, Patreon, they're not being paid for being a reporter. That's why she would do something like that, because the only people that are going to get paid are pretty much people from legacy media outlets and far left outlets like fucking Vice and BuzzFeed and Salon and shit like that. The U.S. Constitution's First Amendment says that the federal government cannot take any action abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. And the thing is the press is supposed to be everyone. They've made this clear. The Supreme Court has upheld that fact. Feinstein said at the time that she wouldn't support it if everyone who has a blog has a special privilege. Well, yeah, because it's the independent media that, like she's talking about, that has exposed a lot of fucking shit out there. And then we get these tweets here that they're going to, I'm sure, reference. Why isn't the Senate Intel Committee looking into our fake news networks in our country to see why so much of our news is just made up fake? Because U.S. intelligence, they repealed the law under Obama that stopped it and the government from using our media as propaganda outlets. So they're using it as propaganda outlets. It's the deep state that's doing this. That's why they're not looking into it. I'm sorry to break it to you, Mr. President. With all the fake news coming out of NBC and the networks, at what point is it appropriate to challenge their license? Bad for country. And I remember that one. And he's right. I mean, if you're licensed and the FCC is controlling stuff, and you're doing things that could be considered a violation of your licenses, what you say you are, your license should come into question. Network news has become so partisan, distorted, and fake that licenses must be challenged and, if appropriate, revoked. Not fair to public. And these were old tweets, these last two. Or unless he's tweeted that type of stuff again. But he did that a couple months back, I believe he said that. Press shield laws preserve the right of journalists to refuse to disclose, even in court, their information sources. Why wouldn't you just put 2 commas there to disclose, comma, even in court, their information sources? Why do you got to put these dashes? There is no federal press shield law, but laws in at least 40 states do cover reporters in that way. Trump's long-standing habit of sniping at journalists he loves to hate reached a fever pitch last fall when he floated a wide range of remedies for what he sees as a mass media that's stacked against him. You know, okay, that was from October 5th, the first one. So yeah, they're basically bringing up old shit. Hours later, the president directly challenged the legitimacy of major broadcasters. With all the fake news coming out of NBC and networks, yep, that's okay. At what point is it appropriate to challenge their license, he asked. And their license should be challenged. If they are literally presenting lies and bullshit as fact, their license should be challenged. But for some reason, oh, you should get a free pass. Trump was still at his 6 days. What the fuck? Wow. You finished off without proofreading the last fucking sentence. Trump was still at his 6 days later. Oh. It's supposed to be still at it. How the fuck did you typo an S to a... Wow. Trump was still at it 6 days later, tweeting that network news has become so partisan, distorted, and fake that licenses must be challenged and, if appropriate, revoked. Yeah. Don't see a problem with that. You people want to fucking come after us because we're a threat to you. Why don't you feel the fucking heat in the kitchen a little bit? If you can't stand it, get the fuck out. It's that simple. You put us under pressure, motherfucker, and you're being put under pressure. How's it feel to have your head in the vice? Like in fucking Casino, huh? Instead of us. Or actually, no. We're right next to you. We're on the fucking workbench next to you. Okay, with our heads in the fucking vice. And you're turning the crank on ours. And he's fucking cranking down on yours. Okay? And you doing it to us isn't because we're being disreputable, dishonest, shady shitbags. You're doing it because we're a threat. Because we're being more honest about shit. And we're calling you out on yours. And he's doing... And it's being done to you because you're being shady, shifty, scummy fuckwits. You really are. And now that you're getting called out on it and you're feeling threatened, and rightfully so, you want to cry victim? Oh, you poor baby. Poor baby. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.